Monday, and today, as part of our week, we're going to be doing some yoga for stress relief. So tomorrow we're going to do a little bit more calming. So depending on the stress and how you're feeling, sometimes it's good to get moving and then your body doesn't have enough time to kind of overthink things. Sometimes it's good to kind of lie and really rest your nervous system when you're feeling stressed. So if there's like an exhausted stress, tomorrow is good. If there's something on your mind and that mind's just chattering a lot to you, then today is a nicer session because we're going to be moving a little bit faster than normal. I've got 2 bricks here. They're optional. You don't have to use them. To start with, we are just going to come into child's pose. So we're going to be on the top of the feet, press the outer ankles towards each other, and then extend the body over the front legs. Make the outer arms firm, and really extend the fingertips away from your knees so that you're extending the whole length of the spine. And then just look up and spread the knuckles and spread the fingers. And have your outer wrist and outer elbows in line. So you want to line up outer shoulders, outer elbows, outer wrists. And you're going to keep the hands exactly where they are. Inhale, come up with the arms straight into all fours. And then exhale, you're going to come into downward facing dog. Now keep the hands where they are, arms straight. Inhale, bring the knees down. And then keep the arms straight. Don't move the hands. Exhale into child's pose. So we do a few. Inhale, come up onto all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come down onto your knees. And exhale, child's pose. So do a couple more of these, just bringing your awareness to your breathing, making it longer and slower as you move through the transitions. Keep the hands pressing down evenly, so all the joints of the fingers press down even. Do 2 more. Seeing if you can make your breathing a little bit longer, a little bit slower, taking more time in each pose. So last time, coming up into downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. And then step forwards to the top of the mat. And then inhale, come up to standing. And then we'll bring the hands down by the side. So we're going to inhale into our chair pose. So stretch the arms up, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees and come into chair pose. Now we're going to go forwards over the front legs. And you can do Uttanasana. So I'm going to use my hands on the bricks and keep the back flat as I straighten the legs. And then bend the legs and then come back to chair pose. Inhale, come up and bring the hands down. So this is Urdhva Hastasana when we bring the arms up. And then as we bend the knees, this is Utkatasana, chair pose. Then we come forwards into Uttanasana. And then bend the legs, Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. And then bring the hands down. So we'll do 1 more round like this. Inhale, stretching arms up, bend the knees. Extend forwards, hands on the bricks or fingertips to the floor. Straighten the legs. And then bend the knees. Grip the outer hips. Come back to chair pose. Inhale, come up. And then bring the hands down. Now this time we're going to add downward facing dog. So inhale, stretch your arms up. Bend the knees. Come forwards and bring the hands down. And step the right foot, left foot back to downward facing dog. Take a couple of deep breaths in and out here. And then step right foot, left foot to the top of the mat, bend the knees. And inhale, Utkatasana. Come up to standing. And bring the hands down by the side. This time we'll lead with the left leg. Inhale, arms up, Utkatasana chair pose. Keep the knees bent, go forwards, hands to the floor. Step left foot, right foot back to downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here, evening out the arms and the legs. And then you can bend the knees, bring the left foot, right foot to the top of the mat, Utkatasana. Inhale, come up to standing. And bring the hands down. Let's do one more round. Inhale, stretch your arms up, bend the knees, Utkatasana. Come into Uttanasana. And then bend the knees, press the hands down. Right leg, left leg back to downward dog. Deep breath in and out here. And then step right foot, left foot to the top of the mat. Utkatasana. Keep the knees bent, arms up. And then inhale, come up, Urdhva Hastasana. Bring the hands down, Tadasana. So do the left side, inhale, stretch the arms up. Bend the knees, Utkatasana. Come forwards into Uttanasana. And then bend the knees, step, left foot, right foot back, downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Deep breath in and out here. And then bend the knees, bring the left foot, right foot to the top of the mat, Utkatasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Bring the hands down, Tadasana. So now from downward dog, we're going to add our upward facing dog. So inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Bend the knees, Utkatasana. Bring the hands down, Uttanasana, and then bend the knees, right foot, left foot to the back of the mat, downward dog. Now come forwards into Adho Mukha Svanasana, so upward facing dog, and be on the toes. Stretch the chest through the arms, look up, make the kneecaps firm, and then press back to your downward facing dog. In downward dog, we're going to bend the knees and bring the right foot, left foot between the hands, Utkatasana. Inhale, come up to Urdhva Hastasana. Hands down, Tadasana. So back to your mountain pose. And we're going to lead with the left leg now, Urdhva Hastasana. Utkatasana, chair pose. Bring the hands down, Uttanasana. Bend the knees and bring left foot, right foot to the back of the mat, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then come forward into upward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So stretch, heels away, pump the kneecaps and thighs up, look up, lift the chest, and then press the hips up and back, downward facing dog, make the kneecaps firm. And then bend the knees, bring the left foot, right foot forwards, knees bent, come into chair pose. Inhale, come up to standing. Bring the hands down by the side. So we'll do one more round and we'll try adding Chaturanga Dandasana in. So inhale, arms up, bend the knees. Come forwards into Uttanasana. And then step back, right leg, left leg, back to downward facing dog. So come forward into upward facing dog. And then see whether you can bend the elbows, come into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, step right foot, left foot between the hands. Utkatasana. Inhale, come up, Urdhva Hasta. And then bring the hands down. So Chaturanga is an option. I know we have spent in classes a few weeks dedicated to Chaturanga. So we're going to stretch the arms up, bend the knees, come forwards. We're going to lead with the left leg. So Uttanasana. And then bend the knees and step left foot, right foot back, downward dog. So you can stay in upward facing dog if this is nicer for you. You can also have the hands on the bricks. So inhale and come forwards, upward facing dog, and really pump the legs up and back, lift the chest. And then you're going to bring the chest in line with your hips as you bend the elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. And then Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, step the feet forwards, chair pose, Utkatasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Bring the hands down, Tadasana. So we will finish there for today. If you've got time, Shavasana, our lying down pose, is always fantastic. I know that's quite a heating posture. So if you're in London today and we have a little mini heat wave, so maybe that heat is not what you want today. But equally, if you just notice like where your mind was as you were moving, you didn't have time to think about all the aspects of what's going on in your life because you were moving the body quickly. And that's how we get rid of, some of that tension that we have in our mind. And then tomorrow we're going to bring more calming stress relief into our day. So thank you so much for joining. I will see you tomorrow at 11:11. If you have any suggestions for future themes for the next few weeks, let me know because I'm always happy to help you out.